Have you ever tried to get an AI to follow directions, only to realize that somewhere between your brain and its digital brain, reality went completely off the rails? Yeah, that's been my week. I started with what I thought was a simple request. Here's a site plan. Render it as a photorealistic aerial view. Follow these rules exactly. Clear, concise, bullet points and all. And yet, somehow, I entered the twilight zone of AI image generation. Attempt number 1 looked promising, until I noticed something odd. Buildings in the infield. I never asked for buildings in the infield. In fact, I explicitly said no buildings, no structures, no objects of any kind in the infield. But there they were, as if the AI thought, you know what this open grass space needs? Condos. No problem, I thought. I'll just repeat myself. I listed every detail again. Viewpoint, track dimensions, exact barn placement, the works. I could have sworn the AI nodded at me through the screen, and then it generated the same infield buildings, in a slightly different style, like a stubborn artist who refuses to take notes. That's when the escalation began. I stripped my instructions down to only the essentials. I used phrases like, absolutely no buildings inside the track, and infield must be grass only. The AI responded with something like, understood, and yet. The next image was even more populated. Now the infield had buildings and trees. It was as if the AI was saying, oh, you meant more features? At this point, I'm starting to question my own sanity. Is this my fault? Am I somehow accidentally asking for buildings? I check my prompt again. Nope, no ambiguity. This is 100% a case of the AI deciding it knows better. So I go nuclear. I specify the length of the straights, 2,200 feet. I give the width of the dirt track, 70 feet. I explain that the turf track inside is exactly 142 feet. I remove all mentions of pond or infield features. I even give lighting instructions. Surely this is bulletproof now. What I got back looked like an AI fever dream. The barns were floating in odd places, the parking lots didn't match the site plan, and the infield still had random objects, not even buildings anymore, just weird shapes. It was as if the AI had developed a personal vendetta against empty grass. At some point, frustration flips into comedy. I realized I was arguing with a machine that, despite being able to summarize a 500-page book in seconds, couldn't resist putting buildings in a space I told it not to touch. It's like telling a cat not to knock something off a shelf. You know it's going to knock it off anyway. Here's the thing. AI is incredible. It can write scripts, generate ideas, and even create beautiful images. But when it comes to exact specifications, it's like asking a stand-up comedian to read legal contracts. You'll get something. It just won't be what you asked for. So what's the lesson here? Patience. Persistence. And maybe, just maybe, a willingness to accept that in the AI's world, every infield secretly wants to be developed. Thanks for watching. And if you've ever had your own AI instruction nightmare, leave a comment and let me know. Because if nothing else, at least we can laugh about it together.